Hey, it's Judy. Welcome to my craft studio. Today we're going to be working on a project made from a recent Hobby Lobby haul. I was asking in a survey recently if anybody was interested in see what I could make out of some of these great finds that I found on clearance at Hobby Lobby, and a lot of people said yes, let's make some stuff. So here goes the first one today. It's going to be this cute little mini envelope book. I have the design in Cricut Design Space, free to upload this project and make it. And here's some pictures of it right here. Hit that like button, and so I know that you like these kind of projects. Go over to Cricut Design Space and go ahead and click that link below and get your free design for this particular project, and you can go ahead and make it along with me. So on this project here, this is where you'll find it in Cricut Design Space. You'll get these 6 mini folders and a folder jacket that goes on the outside. And if you want to make it, just hit the make it. But if you want to customize it, hit the customize button. I always go into customize because I like to check all my settings and make sure everything's set up correctly. So that's what we're going to do here. So if you see on this design here, you get the 6 mini folder envelopes here. And I got this particular envelope straight out of Cricut Design Space project folder. And I brought it over here and modified it to the size I wanted it. I wanted to be able to fit a business card or appointment card. And so I sized it so it would fit that particular card exactly. And it's a great little size also to put like a little ephemera pieces in and tags and things like that also, along with these appointment cards and business cards. And fun project here. So when if you happen to go into Cricut Design Space and pull out these envelopes and use them, these score lines that's on here are actually cut lines on the file. You have to go ahead and select all these lines and change it to score. So make sure you do that, or your score lines will show up as cut lines and you'll be cutting this paper all over the place, and it'll be just a big colossal mess. So go ahead and pick all your score lines on an envelope, and just like this. Then go over to operation and pick score. Now if you decide to use the project I have here, it's already selected as a score line. You don't have to change anything, it's ready to go. But if you decide to use any Cricut envelopes, just make sure you check it and make sure that the score lines are actually scored. Now you also want to attach those score lines with your folder that's associated with, because if you don't, the score lines are going to end up on a different mat, which doesn't make sense at all because you can't cut a score line on a paper that doesn't exist. But you want to go ahead and select your folder and your score lines together and hit this attach button over here in the bottom right hand corner. And that will put your project together. And you want to do each one of these separately, because when we put this on the mat, we want to be able to move and manipulate any of these folders where we want, so that they'll fit on this 12 by 12 sheet. So go ahead and attach if you need to, or you make this yourself. Otherwise, just keep on going. Now this outer folder on the side here, the score lines are also on here and attached, and these little mini folders will fit inside here once they're glued together, and it'll fold over with a little closure. And I made this with the shape button here over here in Design Space. Very nice and easy to do. And once you're ready to go, hit that make it button and you'll see these folders went on a mat all by themselves. And it fits on a 12 by 12 nicely. And the second part with the outer folder, it fits also with a lot of paper left over, and it will also cut. So you want to make sure that when you see this here, that you have the correct paper for each one you want to start with first, and click your maker or your Cricut machine. And I have Bluetooth, so it's finding it here. I'm using medium cardstock along with a more pressure value here. And we're going to use 2 tools. One is a score wheel, and the other one is going to be the fine point blade. The project starts with a score wheel, and once it gets done with that, it will blink and it'll give you time to put the fine point blade in. So just follow your instructions. It will always do the score wheel first, and then it will follow with your other commands, and which next will be the fine point blade. And once you put that in, you just hit that arrow go button again, and it will cut it out. And follow the same process with that second sheet of cardstock with the outer folder. You'll start with that score wheel first, and then it will follow with that fine point blade. So you'll cut these out, and you'll have all these folders and this outer folder all ready to go. And like I said, it will do the score first. And I do prefer the score wheel over the score stylus. It makes a much nicer score, and it doesn't tend to wear up your paper like the stylus does. Okay, let's put this over to the Cricut Maker and cut these out. All right, today we are going to be making some paper crafts with our latest Hobby Lobby haul using this Paper Studios Paper Pack Meadow Grace. And I picked a couple sheets out of here, and we're going to make something cool and interesting today. The two sheets I picked out are these two here. I did put a poll on YouTube about did you want to see some crafts that I make out of some of this paper haul stuff that I made, and everybody said yes, let's see some crafts that you make out of this stuff. So coming up will be a series of different crafts I made from this haul that I just did. And so come back, see what's been made, and get some ideas and make your own. But I'm going to try to come up with some unique and different ideas for you to be able to easily make some things. The craft I have today is to be made using a cutting machine. I'll be using the Cricut Maker. You can use if you have a silhouette or a brother cutter, you could use those also. But I will be leaving the uplink on Cricut Design Space, so you'll be able to click onto that and take it directly to the design. And so this is what we're going to start with. So I'm going to load this page up first, and I'm actually going to load it up with the white side up because we're going to do some scoring on here, and it's easier to see score lines with the white side up. So I'm going to go ahead and get my Cricut mat. This is just a regular standard, and just line that up, a 12 by 12 sheet of paper, and press it down. And if you have a brayer, go ahead and okay, let me put this into the Cricut machine, and I just have this on like a standard cardstock medium cut and with a regular cut. So let's go ahead and cut that. I'll be right back. Okay, here's my first cut here. Best way to unload a Cricut mat is to turn it upside down and just kind of bend the mat. That way you're not bending your paper so much, and your pieces should fall right off. And I'm just going to head and pull this paper off as I go also. And there we go. Get rid of that. And two more. There we go. Get our paper right off without bending them. And you can see we have some cute little folders that we're going to make. All right, I'm going to put these to the side. Let's load up our next piece of paper onto the Cricut mat. And this one here, I'm going to do the same way. I'm going to have some score lines on here, and it's best to see them if you're you do the score lines on the white side. Push that down. I'm going to use the brayer. Squeeze any air bubbles out. Make sure we get a nice, good contact. All right, I'm going to put this into the Cricut Maker and come back with the next cut, and we'll get started putting this together. Okay, this is my second sheet here. I'm going to go ahead and unload it also. Turn the map upside down, pull the paper off, and here is my cut piece right here, just a small little piece. This is going to be the outside sections of the project we're making here. Let me go ahead and clean this up here. And we have some score lines, two here and two here. These are actually going to be areas where this folder is going to fold together and close up with our coin folders inside. And so I'm just going to bend these just like that. All right. So that's the start of our little folder there. So I'm going to just put this to the side for now. And then our little file folders and the corresponding paper. I'm going to turn these upside down so we can see those score lines. And let me see if I can focus that a little better. There's a score line here, and down the center, and then down the side for the flap to glue it closed. So I'm going to go ahead and turn these flaps first, and then I'm going to turn the back section closed like that. Now I'm going to run a little bead of glue down these little flaps here, and then we're going to close our folder, and we'll have a nice little project done, first little part done. Alright, so I like to use the Barely Art Provision craft glue, and while this is setting, I use usually paper clips or those clippies, folder clippies, and that will hold the project together while it dries. And this dries pretty quick. If you want to use double-sided tape, go ahead. The tape tends to dry out sometimes and the project may fall apart, so I'll always reinforce it with a little bit of glue. And so I'm just going to kind of press that down there. It's already holding pretty well, but just so it sets in nicely, I'm going to put some clips on here. We're going to get our long piece here, and I have a top tab and a bottom tab. The top tab is a tiny bit shorter than the bottom, and this is the bottom of our little folder here. It's going to hold our mini folders. And what I'm going to do first is put some glue on the back side of this and attach right down here at this second crease from the bottom. So this glue I'm going to kind of put it kind of all over in a square shape, kind of wiggle it around there. It's going to be our bottom, our foundation of this pack. And I'm going to kind of bend that, line it up so everything looks equal and even, and set it right down in there. So it's good to start out with the foundation as straight as possible because the others build on it. Okay, now for the rest, what I'm going to do is stack these on top. I'm only going to put the bead of glue straight down the middle. So I'm just going to kind of wiggle the glue right down the middle there. I'm going to get a little bit more generous for this one. Alright, so I'm going to put this on top, line it up, press down so it sticks nice. Here we go. Same thing, and just repeat this until we're all finished putting these folders on top. Alright, if you look at it from the side, you can see we have kind of an accordion effect going on here. And there's our open slots for our folders. And this will kind of close like this. And I'm going to run a little bit of glue on this bottom section to hold those in place. Alright, so I'm just going to close that right in there. Alright, I'm going to let this dry for a minute and we'll come back and work on decorating this. Alright, here's what we've made so far. We have this little folder box with these accordion folders inside. And so what I'm going to do is put a little magnetic snap closure on this little bit here with a rivet so that will snap and stay closed, and just decorate the outside. So I'm just going to go ahead and punch a little hole right here for my rivet to go through. Here we go. And I already pre-made like a decorative flower to go on top right there. And I found these cute little rhinestone rivets on Amazon. Just look on for rhinestone rivets and you should have a good selection that comes up. But first I'm going to put like a iridescent lace across through here and kind of decorate this up just a bit. And I'm just going to kind of off center it from that flower. I'm going to first secure this with some double-sided tape and also glue it. I'm going to put my decorative flower over the top. And I'm just going to put a little glue on the back side of this so this doesn't spin around. And I used some of the cardstock that I used in from this paper path, and I had some gold poster board that I cut out, this decoration. And then I'm just going to put this rivet right here. And I'm going to put the backing on the back side and take it over to my rivet press and give it a good press. I'll be right back. Alright, back from putting this on the rivet press. Turned out really cute. Look at that so far. And so I'm going to put a magnet on its back side and hide it with some paper, and then we'll just put a glue on there and you won't even know it's there. Alright, so I kind of pre-made where I'm going to be putting this magnet. You can get thinner ones, but the ones I have are still pretty thin, but they do have a little bit of ridge on them. So I got some cardstock from my scraps, build up a couple of circles here. It's going to go right in there. Then I'm going to put a piece of cardstock on top to just kind of bury it over so you don't see it. So let me go ahead and push that magnet down inside of here. Alright, after I've given this a minute to dry, I'm just going to trim that little excess off right there. There we go. You see how that will just clasp close. And while I'm trimming, let me go ahead and trim this extra ribbon off here. There we go, and I am going to be decorating the bottom of this also. I got a little piece of scrap right here. I'm going to put it right here and then put some rhinestones I found in my scrap pile right over top of to get a little extra bling. And one last thing, I'm going to do is attach this side of the folder to the back. That way it's got a little bit more stability here. This flap has more stability. So about halfway down, I'm just going to put a bunch of glue right in here like this. And give that a good press. And you can even open up this little folder here and press it down inside. Just like that. All right. And there we go. We have a cute little file folder here. This is a perfect size to put appointment cards or business cards inside of. And it's so cute. It's just going to go in my purse in a back pocket there and be nice and handy to keep those cards organized. Isn't that a wonderful project? It's got a little bling and some iridescence, that rhinestone. Tell me what you think. See if you like this project or not. See you on the next craft.